right. What's happening?
What is going on?
Hey.
Sorry, I forgot to shut my door. Hey, look at that. Oh, you can't really see it that good, but big ol' SDDN. What's happening? Episode 5 of Disturbing the Peace with Mike J. and Log Schneider. And tonight we have special guest Kris Coffie from Decaf Muzik. So
thanks for letting me on today, guys.
Thanks for coming on, man. I know you're pretty strapped for time, so it's much appreciated that you took the time out of your day. I know you just got done working in the garage, right?
Yeah, I think it started at like 10, and I stopped for this.
You're welcome for the break, then.
Yeah, I needed it.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna look at my
thanks
comments.
For coming on.
Isaac is on already.
It's great having you on here. Being just one of the original rebasers out there. Like, you're the rebaser. If you come to mind for anybody who's, done it for a long time, it's Decaf. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. How many years have you been rebasing music or editing music in general?
So, how long do you want to talk about it? The short answer for you is I started messing around with like Cakewalk and GarageBand in like 05 to 07 maybe, and stumbled upon a lot of the car audio forums back then because we didn't have Facebook.
Yep.
And it sparked a lot of interest, and without going too far into it, I had my entire high school classes, all of our CDs I had put on my computer and was burning CDs for people, trying to make sure that they'd go buy a brand new CD and give it to me. I'd burn it. We'd have the best copy, never scratched, and so I ended up having an enormous amount of music, and it kind of, the two things kind of came together where I'm like, why does some of this music like not sound equal loudness, or why do some songs have just like zero bass and some do, and that I'm kind of autodidactic in a lot of ways. I teach myself, a lot of things, and
yeah,
so it just, my curiosity sparked me to go down that route of like, why are these different? And it eventually turned into, as most people know, Audacity is, I think, the stepping stone for most people into just analyzing the music that they're listening to, maybe not even editing it in any way, but I think it's a really good starting point. And I helped a lot of people kind of figure that out as we were all collectively trying to understand, why when I play Bass I Love You, did I blow my sub?
Yeah. Yeah.
So technically I've been sharing since 2009.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So 15 years is this year. I think it's like September would be the exact, somewhere around there. But
we can't see the comments on my TikTok because it's separate, but LF Audio is asking, how close are we to having an AI replicate this in auto rebasing?
Oh, wow.
It already exists.
Does it really?
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm not.
That's gotta be a bad thing, right?
He's got his name is maybe not loved right now, but Ant over at Rebase, he already has his AI. So,
wow.
We'll leave that for another episode.
Yeah, I don't want to get into all that because, yeah, I understand. I don't feel one way or another because I don't have any interaction.
I think my shtick or my takeaway for you guys is, thanks, Logan, for saying that, and I think being at the beginning, I'm proud of like where things have gone. There's such a variety, there's so many people who can cater to different interests now, and
sure,
all the different types of music that I had zero interest in doing.
Yep.
It's not my style, and I'm not doing it for some sort of financial gain. So, I'm not motivated by like, oh, what does he want if he gives me $20? So I think a lot of what I have seen things turn into is positive, like for everybody. Everybody's benefited from it. It's just like any other avenue. Competition will make us all better, and the consumer ends up getting a better variety of options. So.
Right.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a good amount of rebasers or editors, however you want to say it, out there right now. I mean, and like you said, there are some good editors that for different genres. Like, most people have their pick of type of music, whether it's a genre, I guess. But yeah, I did notice that.
I think right now, a big trend is to kind of go back to a lot of songs that maybe we used to listen to in like high school, alternative rock, and songs that would have only ever had a kick drum originally, and people are kind of like rejuvenating it in a way, and I think that's a cool thing that we're able to do right now. Do I think that a lot of it it can be like kind of corny and repetitive? I think that's just kind of like the nature of what we're doing without creating music on our own from scratch. But like I said, there's options for people that 10 years ago didn't exist, and now there's on a certain app that has a lot of different rebasers, there's like 17,000.
Jeez.
Wow.
It's gotten out of hand in a good way, because the cream always rises to the top, even if you have that many. So
yeah, I was gonna say that too. Is anybody that's out there that's getting rebased music from places, be careful what you're using, because the quality is not the same across the board.
Oh yeah,
by a long shot. I've seen it myself. I mean, I'm not an analyzer by any means, but I've experienced excellent rebasing or editing and horrible editing. So, yes, Jay asked if you were the guy that makes bass boosted songs on YouTube. Well,
yeah, I've never uploaded a single thing to YouTube myself.
There's the answer. I wasn't sure about that, if you were on YouTube or not, because there are some rebasers that
just a lot of people who upload. Decaf.
Well, there people like Galen with Downtown, people like that kind of blew it up without me having to do anything. But then that also meant that there was no control of anything, and everybody just used the name to ubiquitously mean an edited song in some way,
Yep. I've heard people use the term decaf Muzik as in
that was the style of
rebased. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, no, that's a guy.
Yeah.
It became a genre.
It did. Yeah, it really did, actually.
One day I should write like a very short book, how I created a genre I don't love. Or a name, or maybe it's just the name I don't love. We got to come up with a better name than rebase.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
It kind of stuck though. You gotta admit it
is
very well rooted into the community.
And I'm sure that there's other people in the community that were frustrated that they were told that they make decaf music. I'm sure that it goes the same. So
yeah, of course. Yep.
True.
Hey Tyler.
So you got a build going on right now. What are you doing there?
Ooh, what am I doing today, or what's the overall goal?
let's go ahead and hear what the overall goal is first.
So it's been 10 years since I had anything that was loud. I left car audio to kind of chase a career for a while, and was successful with that, and have some more free time in my hands. So I wanted to kind of come back, and so in some parts I want to take from where I left off and use all the knowledge that was gained over the years, spend a lot more money, and hopefully be happy with where things are at with all the new equipment that's out now and all the things that have changed since then. I've only made, I think, Mike, you've seen my door panels. It's the second time that I think I've made door panels.
Yeah.
So lots of trial and error, but overall the goal is for me is to have like a 150, 152, something like that would be the bottom barrel that I'd love to have, of just a extremely loud, wide bandwidth, 25 to 60 hertz daily driver.
Nice.
Kind of what I had before with 215 ZV3s on a Sundown 3500 years ago, in a little itty bitty Saturn. So now it's a 2018 Honda Civic hatchback. I think a week after I made my last payment on it, I started to tear it apart. So
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audio mode.
So with I know that some of us have had the opportunity to hear the Neo Pros that just came out, but I'll have 10-inch Neo Pro in each door soon. Sundown 3-inch and Sundown V4 SA tweeter. Both of those are probably like mid-year, end of year. So right now I'm running stereo integrity carbon 3Ms and the TM 25s. So
nice.
That'll be
running my A-pillars, as you know. Yep. Doing the same thing as soon as Jake releases those his smaller tweets and the 3.5s, I'm swapping them out. Not that there's anything wrong with stereo integrity, obviously, but I would like to have a full Sundown build, which at that point it will be.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll have a higher power handling, which will probably help, especially if we're running a throughway, just to get a little bit more, pushed up higher. So.
Yep. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Mr. Fuller's working on a lot of new products that it's breaking my bank.
And then I think yesterday he said, the carbon UV2 cones are in production. So that's what I'm sitting here waiting. So that way, front to back, everything's carbon for no reason.
Yeah,
that's cool. Just because.
I mean, typically people would want to run carbon for the pressure, but it's the same thing for me. Like, I'm actually not sure if they'll have a carbon cone available for the Inhuman. But if I ever do blow this SDDN up, I've already got Dave Lieb ready to do a recone kit for me in full carbon. So hopefully I don't, because it's not cheap, and I can't see me blowing that SDDN up, but you never know.
It can happen.
It can happen. Clip City, baby.
I even kind of asked really loud people, like, at what point do you even start to need carbon mids, and like, when is it a failure point? Do you actually need to have those? And I will be 15 dB away from needing them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is like 165-ish or so. Yeah. Like, I mean, my car, like, I don't think a daily driver car is going to get to that level. I just don't.
No, they'll have awesome longevity. We can recone them, you know. So
yeah.
What's the Monte Scarlo do for numbers? I can't remember.
We only did it on the 1 amp, but it did a 57.3.
It's got a 60 in it.
I think it's got a 60 in it
with the scars.
Yeah, with both the scars. Yeah. It's not too bad. It's all just scarred out, you know. But
Yeah.
one day he'll be sundown.
Someday. 165 Hector said, nah.
All right, Mike. So I heard that you got a battery.
Yes.
Not too long ago.
I don't know. Do you think Isaac's still on here?
Maybe.
Isaac.
Either way, he'll see
Give me an L in the chat, please.
It looks gorgeous.
It does. Yeah, he did a great job.
Let me put it up here so we can check it out.
They're real strong too.
Man, look at that thing right there. There he is.
Would you say that's more powerful than a 45 amp hour C-Max?
Absolutely. Yep.
It's beautiful.
This thing's crazy. So let me full screen this for
So that's the 29 amp hour Skib.
That is a 29 amp hour LTO from Coventry Car Audio.
Custom bus bars.
That whole thing is 100% custom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. So he did the bus bars. You can kind of see it in the picture. He did It's the Log, Coventry Car Audio. My logo is up on the top right. And Isaac, I can't remember what stain you put on that, but
it's nice.
He put this on his water jet and cut that faceplate out and backfilled it with epoxy and then LEDs behind it. Man, this thing is awesome. So I haven't I've got it set up behind me. Actually, you can kind of see it back there, but yeah, red mahogany is what he used for stain on it. So I did some fooling around with it, and I put my Salt 8 on it with my SDDN 18 that's sitting behind me over here, and my Salt 2000.6 with some mids and highs on it, and I beat on that just on a 10 amp power supply for, I don't know, a couple of hours, and my power supply only got up to just under 7 amps in that entire time frame. And it came right back, no problem. I mean, that thing is a beast. So needless to say, I don't think I'm going to have a problem in my car with a 43.5 amp hour. What's up, Mike? Yeah, I'm stoked about that. We are going to set this up in this office. I'm still coming up with a way to finalize my test bench behind me. And the plan is that I'm going to get some equipment in and do some videos. And this is going to be my power source for doing these tests. So I'll be able to do some testing with some amplifiers, mids, highs, subs, head units, whatever. DSPs, you name it. I've kind of already been messing around with it. Behind me, I've got I actually have some down for sound mids. I've got some sundown mids, different varieties. Tweeters. I got 2 different tweeters from sundown. Just doing all kinds of stuff.
And these only start at $945.
Yes.
29 amp hour bank. So
yep.
It's a lot of power.
It is a lot of power. That bank will do 16 to 19,000 watts, depending on your charge voltage and, of course, your alternator output.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Isaac, I can't wait to see it supporting that either. I mean, unfortunately, in my car, I have no choice but to put that 43.5 amp hour in my spare tire well. So it's not going to be out on display. Once I'm done dressing it in the spare tire well, though, I may take a picture of it and print it out so you can see it. If somebody wants to see my power, I can say, here's the picture of it. It'll be like the old guy with his Corvette at the car show with his scrapbook, full of all of his build pictures.
We have a lot of similarities in our build. I'm in the same exact boat. I'm actually gonna try and bug Isaac if I do go with either a 43 or an 87, if he can I'm so limited in height. If, you know, even the balancer leads, like if I can have those recessed down, and instead of having lug type, set screw type. So, you know, we're really like, you know, trying to shove 10 pounds into a 5-pound cargo area. I think both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for real, dude. My car's going to be so tight. I have no idea. No idea. I mean, really, I really have no idea if I'm going to be able to shove all my amps in there. I really don't.
Yeah, the amps are going to be an issue.
Yeah, Marius said he feels the pain in a tiny car.
Right.
I mean, in a way, like me and Log, I'm not sure, Kris, if you are trying to keep everything behind the rear seats in your car.
Yep.
Okay, so all three of us are in the same boat. Like my goal is that I can flip my back seats up, lock them in place, and take that car cross country just as I would as if the equipment wasn't in there at all. So that's always been my goal, and it'll always be my goal. So yeah, in a way, Marius, I actually think we're in a tighter situation than you. Although we didn't cut our roof off though, and build a crazy ass port, which I love. So that thing's crazy. If you guys haven't seen that, look up Loud Fiat on TikTok, and I believe on Facebook too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, look up Loud Fiat. The car is crazy, and he's done a lot of work to that in the last like few weeks, I believe.
Yeah, it's one of the most extreme mods I've ever seen. It's crazy. I can't wait to see how it performs and what people say what the feeling is, because you got to be under some pressure. Just
I can't. Yeah, dude. Like,
it's got to be. Cool.
I have to go out west to get a demo in this thing. Just like I will sacrifice and go on Spirit Air just to go to Vegas or California and get a demo in that thing.
What's up, Brandon?
I think a lot of people are on their way to Vegas or starting to head on their way to Vegas right now.
Yep, I was actually just replying on Facebook to Matthew Brown because he's got Bobby Mansfield headed out with his Tahoe and Duncan's van.
Yeah,
we got it on a gooseneck headed out to Vegas right now, and I said, man, that truck is getting worked because it's a it's a single rear wheel Duramax.
Oh wow!
But still, man, it's got to be a 30,000 pound load on that truck.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I obviously can do it, but it's
those builds heavy.
That's got to be working it, man.
You've got no problem coasting while driving there.
Right. Yeah, true. Yep. I haven't made
roof rack.
Frontier bound. There you go. That's exactly right, Eric.
Yeah,
3 miles per gallon.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. I mean, I've had a couple diesel trucks myself and hauled some heavy loads on them. One being an excavator up through the mountains in New York, dude. Like single rear wheel, power stroke. And that thing was just getting beat. But anyways,
insane.
Yeah, 3 miles per gallon. But so Kris, are you hitting any shows this summer?
Where I'm at, nothing is really within an hour and a half drive, pretty much. I'm in quite a little desert out here. So, the big shows are kind of, what we all, I think, look forward to, even when we might have some smaller local ones. So Slamology is usually the first one. It's a 3.5 hour drive for me, which isn't bad compared to how far some people go.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the first big one. I want to go to the Sundown show. My dad lives probably 40 minutes away from there.
Oh, nice.
So it'd be, cool to bring the old man along and he used to tell me stories about, taking the house speakers and throw them in the back of the Camaro, and, to them that was beating down the block, and, they thought they were the coolest doing that. And so, I think it'd be pretty cool to go to that show and see the headquarters, see where all of my money gets spent, that kind of thing.
Nice.
Okay, so if you go to the Sundown show, you have to go plan. If I were you, I'd plan on going down there like Thursday, at least showing up Thursday, so you have all day Friday, because I don't want that to get too overloaded. But so Friday, till midnight, depending. If you go, you can just show up to headquarters and hang out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been there before, but
no.
Yeah, it's
pretty cool.
It's a good time, dude. I got down there last year at like 2 or something like that, and I stayed there. I swapped an amp out, went in and got an amp swapped out, and hung out there till probably 11:30 at night. And it was man, all kinds of people from, JP's there, John Rabe's there. All the Sundown people that are normally in that area are there. Like, there's so many people, and people come in and out, big builds. You get a little demos out there till the cops show up. And we had the cops come, I think, twice when I was there last year. So they're pretty cool, though. They didn't care.
Yeah, some of those shows, especially when, you're just a beginning bass head, it's like the all-star games,
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, where do you ever get like this group of people that everybody likes to watch, on social media? They've got a parasocial relationship with them. They feel like they're, best friends. And then you get to go see these people and shake their hand and actually, forge, friendships and stuff. So I think it'd be cool to go to East Coast. And then I'd really love to go to like Scraping, or, Man of Steel is too soon. I wouldn't be done, but well, I don't think I will be, but I'd love to go down somewhere south too. And just, be with a completely different group of people, different style of building. We're up here, where we have an off season, not by choice. It gets cold for us to be in our garages. So, there's a lot of people that can kind of, keep going and keep their creativity going year round. And so it's nice to see some different builds and stuff like that.
Yeah, they don't get seasonal depression like we do up here.
Right.
And for anybody that hasn't lived in the cold winter months up in the north, seasonal depression is real. I don't know if anybody could legitimately say they haven't gone through it at least, once a year.
For real, starts to get cold, and that's big sad time.
I swear, man. I'm pretty good spirits usually, but every once in a while that shit just creeps up on you, and then bam, you're like not doing nothing.
Yeah,
even just simple stuff like disassembling trim panels, like you break stuff, or so it's like I can't even touch the car,
Right.
I've done that too many times, dude.
It's so brittle.
Yeah, it'd be nice, man, to go down, like you said, a change of scenery. It is nice. I've experienced it, but I think going down to Made of Steel would be awesome. Brandon right here.
Scraping would be
awesome.
That.
He's been trying to get me and Logan down there. Every time we talk to him, which, believe me, I want to go down to Made of Steel, but
just so close to other things.
It's very close to other things, and that is a haul for us, man. I think it's
like Tampa.
I think so.
Or somewhere around there.
I think there's.
It's like a 20-hour drive or something.
Yeah, 20-hour drive.
Yeah,
for any
vacation. Yeah,
that's a whole vacation, man. Because that's my wife goes with me to most shows unless something's going on at home where she can't go, and we could split up the 20-hour drive and do it, but you're just killing yourself. So you might as well that's a 4-day drive there and back.
Yep.
So I got a fun short little story about driving 20 hours south. And, you know, years ago when Spring Break Nationals used to be a really awesome show that people would travel around the U.S. for, we rented, me and 4 other buddies rented a Mazda 6 and basically took like 5-hour shifts and went nonstop.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
It's not bad.
That you know, you're either gonna hate each other, you know, or be real good friends at the end of that kind of trip.
Right.
Yeah, I'd have to take some damn sleeping medicine because I cannot. If I'm in a car, I have to be driving it.
Yeah.
I can't sleep. Not that I'm like afraid. I guess it's more like my brain doesn't shut off. Like I could be falling asleep, you know, white line zombie for 2 hours, but as soon as I either pull over and try to take a nap, can't go to sleep. I'm wide awake.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I switch, you know, drivers and I go over in the passenger seat and try to sleep, I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
Put me back in the driver's seat though, I'll be falling asleep again.
Yeah.
I can't win.
And that 20-hour ride down there is so much fun and exciting, and that 20-hour ride home feels like 40 hours for some reason.
Yeah,
every time.
Yeah, I mean some of these shows. So like we're going to TDH, which is at the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, it's already the end.
Out. A little more than 30 days out.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's a lot. I've been close. I've been further away from being finished with less time. But then we don't have a show till, well, both of us are both going to Slamology. We'll never miss that probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably be in a full body cast and still make that. But
yeah.
Right after that, I don't know, Log, I don't think you said you were going, but Scraping the Coast is like 2 weekends after Slam.
Yeah.
I'm going to that. We've already decided I'm going to take a long little vacation and hit up the Emerald Coast with the wife after Scraping the Coast.
Nice.
I mean, we're already down there, so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But then I think I'm going out to, I think it's in Kansas. It's Superfest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to hit that up this year. Possibly Excess Power Show again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That one was that was September? No, July.
No, it's in like, yeah, it's hot as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know about that one. It just wasn't as big as what I expected it to be.
Eric, I'm in Northeast Indiana, Fort Wayne to be specific. Log is in Central Illinois, and Kris is in Northern Illinois, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure.
And are you both, you know, planning on having your builds done within the next, you know, 2 to 4 weeks? Is that kind of
yes
the plan?
Has to be. I've already.
Mine's already playing and stuff. I just got minor stuff to do to mine. But Mike, yeah.
I already have from the hotel and everything time off from work and everything for TDH, which is the 23rd of March. So yes, I will be. There's a possibility that some things won't be 100%. Like my dress panel, I'm worried. I don't know what I'm doing with my dress panel that's going to go over the subwoofer and like fill in that trunk opening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do a nice dress panel over that.
Yeah.
But that may not be done. It's possible my A pillars won't be done. I'm really hoping I do get them done. But other than that, though, I mean, my amps all have to be in. My door panels have to be done. The sub has to be in. So it's whatever. It'll get done.
We'll get it done. I don't know. And when is that? Like,
what's that?
A little bit over a week. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Putting hands on deck.
Yeah, Log is coming here next weekend. We're gonna knock out this trunk build.
So if we're all quiet and not posting online that much, we know why.
Yeah.
Time.
I may disappear unless it's during like work hours that I post on Facebook or something. But
yeah.
Yeah, so Mark. Yeah, I can't wait to check that out too. TDH is it's a 2-day, and there's a Saturday night is the night show also.
That's
So
gonna be cool.
Everybody's got their LEDs and shit going. I guess I don't know. I haven't been yet, so it's gonna be awesome.
I need to get more LEDs.
I have to order my my wheel LED rings. Earl, I will check my DMs. I might have missed you, and I'm sorry for anybody that's on here and that sends me messages. They get buried so fast. So it's no offense to anybody if I missed your message. I'll go back through and look at them like at bedtime, and I'm like, shit, that person messaged me like 2 days ago. I don't mean it, but 2025, Eric's gonna try and make it for TDH. Anthony's gonna be at TDH.
The THF crew.
Yeah. What are you trying to do for LEDs on your car?
Me?
Yeah.
I just want to put some more in the trunk, see what's going on there. Not really sure where else, because there's nowhere else really that would look good.
Underglow.
Oh yeah, I could do the underglow. Just keep it gold.
I know you would. Hey, I check this out, man. Kris, you'll probably like this. Well, probably anybody would, but so this is the panel. Well, it's going to be hard to see. So it's a dual USB, and then it has a 3.5. Damn, I wish you could see that. How about this? There you go.
There you go.
So the dual USB and the 3.5 millimeter aux jack that came out of my car from the factory. So I popped this piece out of my dash, which is under my radio, and I took the little module out of the middle of it, and I bought 2 of these USB extensions. So it's just got the female on one and the male on the other. And I shaved them down, and I'm actually super gluing them to the inside of this, and then I'm going to backfill it with epoxy. So it's going to pop back into the factory location, have both USB ports. So one of them is going to go to my Kenwood head unit, and the other one is going to go to a 5-volt fast charging converter. So
nice.
I thought I would show that because I was working on it tonight, and I was like, man, it's actually going to work. So I was kind of stoked about it.
Have either of you ever used the EL wire?
Mm-mm.
It's like a really thin. I got a perfect spot for it because I made a mistake on my door panel, and there's a little bit too much of a gap, like right where the armrest is all the way across.
Mm-hmm.
Like enough room to put, not enough to put like an LED strip, like the neon LED strips that are like solid color.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I would need something that's like an 1/8 of an inch instead of, I think those are 1/4 of an inch thick. But the EL wire is like, I think it's kind of like old like JDM, like you'd put it like in the cracks of your dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it light up, but it might look kind of cool, and it like will fill the gap there, so it'll look like it was on purpose, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But I got that. I haven't really put too much thought about LED, but it definitely seems like it's, you know, once you've got it playing and you're happy, you know, you kind of have to do that just to give it the old razzle dazzle, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cars always lack the razzle dazzle just because I've tried to keep it as stock looking as possible. But I think I'm gonna bump it up a little bit at least with some LEDs and some. We're gonna try and shoot for an acrylic window in the rear of my enclosure, and if I can make that happen, and the amps aren't going in that space, I'm gonna paint the inside of the box white and do some LEDs in there too. But
somebody in car audio who has a manufacturing sense and is creative, it would be really nice to see some like diffused LED channels for all of these big builds instead of having to stare at all these LEDs. You know, it makes it look so much cooler. Everybody's got the chase stuff going on, so it makes it look even better. And
you know what?
a missed opportunity there, but because the ones that you get on Amazon are like so cheap, and I wouldn't even trust it, at like a high decibel level, but it's one of those things that does make it so much better, like that diffused acrylic.
Yep.
Man,
you know what? I printed an LED diffuser already, and it worked.
You always get some different filament.
Well, no, I don't need to change the filament. We just need it to work as a diffuser, which I've done that already. But I did it for one purpose. It was for my 3D printer. But yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea, Chris.
Yeah.
And just, finding a way to hide the wires, people having to like crisscross in the back, or, just having to make kind of a mess of their LEDs, and it looks cool. There's very few people who have LEDs in their car that doesn't make it look a little bit better, but
yeah,
it's kind of like, how do we, not just have exposed diodes and, staring at it. So,
yeah, it's very few that I've seen, that look, super good,
super polished. Yeah.
Super polished. Yeah. I try to say that in a nice way, because they don't look like crap, but
no, not at all. No.
In my mind, like I'm like, I want to either do it perfect or I'm not doing it at all kind of guy. So
dang, that battery does look really nice back there.
Man, I'm saying.
Just
boom.
You gotta talking about LEDs, we see that LED in the background.
Yeah. Dude, it's nice. There you go, Brandon. Yeah, Eric had a good idea there too. If you can make channels in the wood and then glaze coat over it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's what I thought. It's something like that. It's like so many people have LEDs in their 6th order, 4th order, these giant builds, and it's like a cool little thing that I don't see anybody selling the product yet that would fit that bill.
Yeah, right. Brandon's put some tidy LED runs in his car, which I can't wait to get a demo on that.
Yeah,
I don't know what shows he's coming up to, other than probably late in the year, and he's probably going to Sundown or Ruckus.
Slamology, maybe.
Brandon, are you coming to Slamology? Is anybody in the chat coming to Slamology?
I know Isaac is.
Yeah, he's really close too. He's probably 4 hours away from Slamology.
What was the first year you guys went to Slamology?
I think it was 17, or was it 15? Might have been 15 or 17. I don't remember.
For me, it was 2022 actually.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Can you believe that it used to be inside of the track on the grass?
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you used to be able to drive and do an oval on the track with your car if you wanted.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I didn't grow up here, so if I grew up here, I probably would have been going since early 2000s.
So yeah, it's great that some of these shows, have really just, it's every year it's bigger, better, bigger. It's wild to see.
Here we go.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. We got some people. Hold on a minute. Let me back these comments.
Down Ruckus, Slamology. If my team goes, for sure.
Perry's coming to Slam. Stoltz is coming to Slam. Isaac, Charlie, Nick.
That's crazy. It was inside of the track.
If his team goes, come on, Brandon.
Well, just imagine now. Granted, the builds weren't at the same caliber as they were, but we all were using AGM then, and you have these big builds driving on grass. It's fun. Imagine being rained out, and back then.
Right.
I wasn't there. Years before that. I'm not. I think I went maybe 2013, 14, 15, 17, and then last year. you know, so there's people who could tell the stories better, but you know, it's grown into something that you know, people really do travel across the US to go to, and it used to just be, you know, Illinois, Indiana, just a few states that were close.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a minute. I almost flew out of my chair when you asked that question.
Is it demo oriented?
It's like the demo capital of the world.
It literally, Slamology holds the title for the world's largest car audio show.
Yeah, it's gigantic. Everybody's giving demos.
Let me pull up
you can't get all the demos. I'll just say that. You're not going to be able to get all the demos.
Not even in 2 days. It's absolutely insane.
And especially if you want to get into, you know, the big heavy hitters that everybody knows who have a line, you know, it's just, you know, good luck, you know, waiting an hour, you know, hopefully nobody will charge this year.
Here, let me, I got to pull this up here real quick.
Do you guys get excited when you're like the first time that you're going down that road towards the track and you're like a mile and a half away and you hear bass? I get the biggest grin on my face every year when I hear that.
It's crazy.
Already start smelling voice coil.
Yeah.
Last year, so last year when you pull in, which is over here, you pull in here if anyone hasn't gone there yet. And this is the gate right here where my mouse is. And you got to drive all the way around this whole damn thing. And the whole time, anybody who's gotten there before you, you know, you could see them. Registration's like right in here, I think.
Yeah.
And, but it's just a solid brick line of cars for like Friday and Saturday. It's crazy. But last year, I pulled up to the gate right here, and this line was full, the first one, and they sent me all the way to the front, and I got all the way through in like 15 minutes. I swear, it was like, this is crazy. But yeah. So Brandon, you're asking if it's demo friendly. So if you see this big patch of asphalt right here, this whole thing, including the grass area around it, and then over all the way down into here, that whole thing is literally a free-for-all of demos. And that's not a small area. See this building?
All the small little people, you know, like us, all giving demos.
Yeah, it's not a small area. Like, that's 1,000 foot by let's see.
Giant builds that you never see online too. It's just some random person shows up and he's got 3018s or something, you know, and it's just insane. Yeah, it's
1,000 by 700 and might as well say 800 feet of demos. That whole area. Plus this is all like manufacturer row. So all the manufacturers, like right over here, you kind of want to stay away from this area right here.
No, you want to stand there for a while.
Is Jeff on here from Sierra? Is that you? Yeah, because they sit right there with those damn stunt wall vehicles, and you just walk by those like midday, and it just stinks like hot coils, man. Because they just turn them up loud, and they just sit there all day. I swear, just loud as hell.
It's awesome.
But
you just stand there forever, take plenty of videos.
But then they also have there's vendors and custom vehicles and everything like that down in this area.
Bunch of lowriders.
This whole area. I mean, they use this whole racetrack now. Like Kris was saying they used to have it right here, right, Kris?
Yeah.
And now they've taken over this whole thing pretty much, except for inside the track.
Yeah.
And then if you didn't know, Raceview Family Campground over here is where I stay there. We're staying there. I'll probably always stay there. It's a good time.
Yeah, there's no reason to get a hotel, in my opinion, if you're going to Slam, when there's so many base heads that are camping across the street, and you just get to have a camp out with a bunch of base heads.
It's a good time, man. You can just wander around, like, and you don't have to worry about your car getting broken into either there. I mean,
none of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick said it right there. Raceview is the place to be.
So years ago on Friday night, if you go just north of that picture that you were showing in that big open grass area, that's where the Friday night show was for Slamology.
This here?
That big grass area, yeah. So that's where it all used to start, and then they got rid of that show, and so it's kind of dwindled a little bit with this. And a lot of us aren't young and drinking like we used to,
right.
Totally. So it's probably good that we don't have 3 days of partying, and it's mostly just 2 days of partying now. But
hey, Brandon's in.
Heck yeah!
All right,
dude, you have to be in.
It's worth it. It's so worth it. People come from everywhere,
all over. I think people come from out of country to go to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Pride guys last year, that was their first show, right? They came.
Yeah. Yep. And they got me.
They did. No, you got you, because
I know. They're just whenever they sell a 12-inch sub, if your hole's got to be over 12 inches.
It's like DD, right? DD is actual, like you buy a 12, it is a 12, right?
Wild.
Like most are 11-inch or whatever.
Mark Brown, I'll have to get back to you. I don't know off the top of my head.
There you go. Where is this? Hector, this is Slamology in Indianapolis, Indiana. I know you've heard of it. You better not tell me. I'm unfriending you if you never heard of it.
I drive the Logtra everywhere, Brandon. You got this, and the Scion.
Yeah.
And it's a turd.
You're good.
So speaking of big shows, are there, is there any new build or something that you guys have been seeing that you just, have been amazed by? You can't believe somebody pulled it off, or something that you're really excited to see this year? Is there anybody specific?
The number one that I can't even hear it this year, though. I'm real sad. It's Loud Fiat. That build is just ridiculous. Do you know the details on that build at all? It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Is that the high voltage?
Yep. Yeah, high voltage. 4 DDZ 415s on 2 Stetson Force Extremes, which they're like, how much capable watts does he have? Like 190,000.
Yeah, it's an absolute insane amount.
Yeah, just ridiculous. And then he cut off his roof and added a port to the roof. And so it's like down firing on your lap. It's gonna be insane.
Here we
go.
And
just obvious the rebuild, Steve Duncan's rebuild, and Diablo. Those rebuilds I'm really pumped for. To
be honest with you, there's a ton of crazy stuff coming out. Like, so here's Loud Fiat. I don't know if I can get it any bigger than that because of the way it's positioned, but dang it, I can't do nothing with this video. It just
I mean, like a really good example, just of how wild this year is going to be is look at how many builds Sparky Joel Dom just posted.
Dude, like, no kidding.
9 builds that we wouldn't have seen 10 years ago that are just like snap of the finger over 2-3 months. It's crazy what we're seeing. So it's almost hard to keep up with how many of these wild extravagant builds there are to look forward to.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yep. But yeah, that thing's wild, man. I wish I could pull a picture up. Maybe I'll try to look for a picture of that inside real quick.
Yeah, I got to get a demo of Sparky's build though this year. That it just looks insane.
Dude, that thing looks crazy.
I feel like you need to bring goggles at this point, like just protect your vision.
Right? So your eyes don't just fly out.
Yeah, I mean,
when you feel your eyelids ripple, it's really getting windy in there.
Do you guys remember the old Steve Mead video? Yep. Oh my gosh, where the lady's fake eye pops out?
Yeah, that was amazing. It's classic.
Good Lord.
Sparky seems like he's at the point where he can do that in real life. So
Yeah, right.
That thing looks intense, man.
And then somebody posted a few days ago the like 921s.
What?
Oh yeah,
that?
I didn't see that.
I wasn't familiar with who it was, but yeah, just this year just seems like everybody is escalating things again and again.
Yeah,
like they say, a 60 is the new 50.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, none of us.
We're the new 40s, guys. I'm sorry.
None of us will be there with the. Oh, there it is. So 9 DD21s.
Oh man.
There you go.
Like Malizio.
Yep. So we have to check that out because holy crap, man.
And then on the other side, you have Soundcheck Customs right now, who's, doing a kick that will likely be the loudest kick metered vehicle ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're also, I think what's kind of cool that we're seeing, how people are building things from scratch and kind of, seeing into the build process that we didn't used to see. I think that's been cool with all these different builds. You get to, get motivated or, have your problem solved, kind of like, how did he go over the wheel well? Oh, okay, that the same. So it's awesome seeing all of this.
Social media, I mean, YouTube's been around for a while, right? But not many people have posted to that. But right now, like posting on any social media platform and different people do it on different platforms, or some of them do it on all the platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And like people are, I don't want to say like oversharing because I love it, but they, like you said, they share like all these intricate details of how they're getting this accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
The steel caging, like you said, going over wheel wells and stuff, like, and how things are done, like door panels and stuff. It's like, if you've got the drive, the will, and the tools, I think anybody could do anything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It might not come out as beautiful as the other guys, but it works.
Yeah. And he documented it too. Showed it to the world, which I can respect that,
Yeah, because some of these places are charging thousands of dollars to go there and learn this stuff, for a seat for a week, so it's kind of sweet to see these people get on there and share, the years they've spent learning how to do it themselves, and they can share those years of experience and fails and blood, sweat, tears in like an hour video. Thankfully that they're out there and then they do that, because it is expanding the car audio scene by a lot. The people that could never afford to go bring their car in for a $6,000 stereo install are now able to buy the tools and do it themselves for, a fraction of the cost. But I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that as the whole community is growing.
Yeah, exactly. Hector asked, what org is at this show? Well, Slamology has like how many orgs?
Yeah.
Yeah. And with registration, you get to compete in each organization one time for free, which is really awesome.
Yep.
You get to check it out, and you can always go talk to the people first if you've never competed in that organization. They're almost always really happy to tell you.
Yeah, super helpful. Yep. You can get in there while the next competitor is setting up their car with the mic and everything. You can get up there and talk to one of the judges. They're more than happy to help you. Any of the orgs too. I haven't run into anybody that has been, an ass, I guess. Yeah. More or less. Yeah, and
family event.
Yeah, it is. It really is a family event, and there are lots of people that have their significant others, children. I've seen, 70, 80-year-old people there enjoying demos, giving demos even. It's crazy because, I mean, there's kids that don't even have a license that trailer, their dad trailered their car to a show so they can give a demo in their car, all the way till somebody that is, in their 70s. And awesome. They're giving a demo in their car. It's crazy.
Well, this would be the one, Hector. He's really looking forward to making his first big show. Slamology is it if you can.
It's it, man. I really don't think it gets any bigger or better than Slamology. I mean, I haven't been to every show, but
yeah,
epic.
I'd say the one that came closest to Slamology was probably Ruckus.
Yeah,
Ruckus
it's up there.
Pretty close. Ruckus was awesome.
Yep. It's a great show. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm. But it's still, Slamology was just insane. It's so huge. Like Nick just said, it's Disneyland for grown men.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, wait in lines even.
Yeah. Man, my TikTok's not doing too good. 4 total views. How is that? How is that?
You need to get up and, start getting a little bit cold.
You got to do the weird stuff that people do where they're like, or whatever. Yep. I don't know. Showdown is looking huge. Yeah.
Yeah,
that is looking huge. 23 was small. What?
It's pretty big too.
I think that was the biggest ruckus they've had. It's like 1,000 people were at that show. Anthony.
And those shows are like in a sweet spot too, right? Where they haven't gotten so big and obnoxious, kind of like Slamology is, where that can almost be why somebody might not want to go, just because it's just it's just overstimulating. Honestly, at the end, you kind of want to be around silence. Whereas you know, some of these one-day shows, they're still awesome to be at. Usually, it feels a little bit more like a tight-knit community on some of the smaller shows too. And, so, they all have their selling points, and some of them are getting a lot bigger than others as our community, wants to spend a lot more money, and sees the value and kind of like, that camaraderie between all of us,
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Starts to support it instead of just look at it like it's all this ruckus.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I like them both because sometimes the big shows, it's a lot to take in and try and sort out, if you will. I struggle at like Slamology where I'm trying to go like, okay, I'm gonna catch the demos I want to catch down this aisle, and then boom, somebody's like, hey Mike, like over here, or else I'm walking with Logan, for instance, and he sees something, like we go beam off that way, and then totally didn't get to see 10% of what I wanted to see. It's like never fails. Every show is like that for me though, unless it's pretty small. Like Excess Power is pretty good where you can usually
go get this demo.
Yep.
We sound very biased though, because we're missing like a couple that are like on beaches, which that nice. Maybe they don't have as big of a show, but they're on a beach still. There's the one in Oregon.
I've heard that one was good.
So I think that having it in a one big giant asphalt parking lot, there's negatives to that too, so everybody gets to pick. There's so many different shows going around, that pick your poison. You should have a good time this year.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't say there's a bad show anywhere. I've never been to a show and thought, damn, I wish I didn't come to this. But yeah, I don't know. I think every show is a good show.
Yeah, there's this one that's pretty close in Springfield, Illinois. I don't know how far you are from there, Mr. Decaf, but they have a lot of shows in Springfield. They're always like 20 people, but there's a show and it's usually a good time with some pretty loud people.
Yeah, I went through on like Facebook events, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna actually commit to this and hit interested at minimum, not going, but I'll hit interested, so yeah, I saw a lot of those down in Springfield, and it's not that bad of a drive. Especially for me, it's just straight down 39. It's the easiest drive.
Okay.
There's no turns basically. So
yeah, I think I'm like maybe 2 hours. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Banging at the beach. That sounds like a good show.
Yeah.
Hector, I don't know how in the hell Texas doesn't have any big shows in Texas.
There's Wake the Dead, but yeah, it's not in Texas. It's close to Texas, though.
That's in Searcy, right? Arkansas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do want to hit that up. I haven't been to that show, Eric. That is something I do want to go. I've been invited for almost, I don't know, for the last few years, but I don't know. I can't remember when that is, Wake the Dead. If I've been to Arkansas in the summertime, it is not pleasant. So,
it's October. It's like late October, so it's pretty nice. It should be nice, and then it's into the night too.
That might be doable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Hector, I don't know how that's possible. Like, I would think Texas would have like tons.
Yeah, there's got to be a show in Houston.
Houston's got to have shows, right?
Like, it's Houston.
Chopped and screwed.
Car culture.
Mangless.
Yeah, like
slabs. Come on, Houston slabs.
Man.
These Midwest folks. Yeah, man, we got some good shows out here.
Yeah, if you really want to talk about the origin of everything that we do, you got to go. Texas is what started what started me, what started all the rebates, slowing stuff down, chopped and screwed like that.
That low love for the lows.
even back on DJ screw on cassette tapes and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Back, So it's surprising that culture around there doesn't have big giant shows.
It blows my mind, dude. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Not the dirty South. That's different.
That's like Mississippi, right?
Different. The South has varieties. Yeah, man. I wanted to get to a show down in Texas, but apparently they're not that big. Didn't Stonebreaker say there's big shows down there?
I think he said there was
Summer Heat Wave.
Oh yeah, there is Heat Wave.
Yeah, Summer Heat Wave down in Texas.
Big though?
That's a drive too, though. I don't think I'm gonna. Not in the middle of summer in Texas, dude. I'm too fat and out of shape to be going to damn humid ass Texas.
Dude, especially you damage your equipment so easily.
Yeah,
damps up.
Yep. Florida,
like noon until 4. Like, why are you demoing at all?
Right.
Everything's 120 to start.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm gonna have if I lived there, I would have one of those mobile AC units in a tent with 3 sides on it. Like, I'll be in here chilling.
Right.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I think it's about time for me to get out of here. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, let's wrap her up.
But thank you, Mr. Kris Coffie, Decaf, for coming on the show.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Nice getting to talk to
you guys. Do it again anytime you'd like.
And for anybody that's watching, we are going to be doing giveaways. We're slowly getting our crap together on this show, so I think we're going to do like maybe once a month ish, do like a giveaway, especially for Decaf Muzik. We're going to do like a flash drive and some decals, and me and Log will probably throw something in on that as well.
If you can't float, you might be able to with this.
That's right.
Floats. I cannot float a normal float rag, but these make me look real loud.
That's right. Thanks, Lori.
Grab your log. True story. All right, guys.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for getting on here, commenting, staying in. Eric, you're always on here. I appreciate the support. Isaac, Coventry Car Audio.
Brandon.
Thanks for this beautiful lithium bank. Get yours at coventrycaraudio.com.
Oh yeah.
And also thanks to our other sponsors.
Am I the only one here?
There we go. Thanks to all those sponsors for hooking us up on this show. So, log already jumped off. All right, Kris. Appreciate you, brother.
Same. Take care.
All right, guys, we're wrapped up. I was trying to say thanks to all the companies and people that support us: Decal Daddies, Sundown Audio, LF Audio, Coventry Car Audio, Custom Speaker Pods, and Decaf Muzik. Thank you guys for supporting us and what we're doing. So if you guys could do me a favor, log a favor, and give those guys some support, go to their Facebook, TikTok, Instagram pages, and at least give them a follow. We would appreciate it. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday.